Hello and welcome to the GBHL podcast. You're here with your host GBHL Jamie.
And GBHL Harry.
And we are doing our version of the book review. There and back again.
Hey.
The Hobbit tale. And we are doing the Desolation of Smaug scenarios in this video.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to read along as we read to you. Don't know, should we just crack straight on?
Yeah. So, well...
So
I shouldn't have got my old book with me so we can compare scenarios as well.
Yes, okay, yeah, true. Well, this is, I suppose, we're doing the first scenario, so this continues on from the Unexpected Journey main rule book.
Yep.
And continues the story from the films, from the Desolation, on to the end of the Battle of Five Armies, which we'll be doing in a future
video,
review, yeah. So the first one in the book is Flies and Spiders, Part 1. So this is as sort of the Hobbits, one Hobbit, and the Dwarves going to Mirkwood. Do you want to read a bit of the blurb?
Oh, there's a lot of blurbs to read.
Yeah, so you know what happens in the film. They go to Mirkwood.
This is where the dwarves have been captured, and it's Bilbo alone in the dark, and he's got Sting, and this is where we sort of see him take on the Mirkwood spiders for the first time, and he sort of really finds his own bravery, as it were.
Yes. Should we do the participants first?
Yes, so participants.
So it's just Bilbo Baggins with the One Ring and Sting.
Yep.
And the evil models are?
6 Mirkwood spiders, so 3 sets worth.
Yes. Okay, so layout. This battle takes place deep within the twisted undergrowth of Mirkwood. Ideally, you should cover the board in a complex tangle of bushes, trees and rocky ground. Interestingly, did you see the picture on the group yesterday or today?
I saw
someone made it.
Yeah, I saw someone's.
Which looks cool.
It looks fantastic.
Because if you get the right board for this to make it really look quite scenic and make it look like the film, I imagine the scenarios.
One day we can do these.
One day.
After the Two Towers scenarios.
Steve, do you want to make us a Mirkwood? Okay, so starting positions. The evil player places 3 25mm markers on the board. 2 of these represent the dwarfs, the other is a decoy. The evil player selects this in secret. They may be placed in any terrain, even in trees if you agree that Bilbo may climb them. The evil player then positions their Mirkwood spiders at least 6 inches away from one another. Finally, the good player places Bilbo touching any board edge. Bilbo starts the game wearing the One Ring.
Cool.
So Bilbo's objective is to rescue the dwarves. The good player wins the game if the Hobbit frees the dwarves by revealing both the correct markers or kills all of the spiders. Should the Hobbit be slain before this, the evil player wins. There is no way to draw, it's do or die.
It's interesting they call it The Hobbit rather than Should Bilbo be slain.
Yes, which is interesting.
Interesting. Cool.
Okay, so...
Special rules for the scenario as they all have them.
So there's Atacob, Lazy Lob. Bilbo's carefully crafted insults and songs are almost as dangerous as his hurled stones or his keen elven blade. In this scenario, Bilbo Baggins' throw stones becomes a throwing weapon instead of following the normal rules for throw stones. Furthermore, in a turn that Bilbo charges, he receives +1 fight value and +1 attack.
Oh!
Beast!
Bilbo.
Beastie Bilbo.
Beast mode Bilbo.
What's his profile anyway in terms of
he is
and
fight
attacks?
3, 1 attack. So it'll become fight 4, 2 attacks, which means he'll beat them in fight value.
Whoa! And how many might does he get?
I think he's 1 might in this version.
Oh, Master Burglar?
No. No.
Oh yes, that would be crazy. Okay, so he's pretty cool then in terms of, if you're just on the priority turns, he's going to do a bit of damage.
Yeah. Okay. I think these spiders are courage 3 or 2, so actually charging him is pretty hard for them.
True. Yeah, that's true. So we can then, just even if you just pick on one and know you're going to do the damage.
Bully one.
Nice. Okay, next special rule. Old Tom Noddy can't spy me. The spiders have no idea where the Hobbit is while he wears the One Ring. Each turn, the evil player takes a courage test for each spider prior to moving it. If the test is passed, the evil player may move that spider d6 inches. If the courage test is failed, the good player may move the Mirkwood spider d6 instead. It's cool for Bilbo supposed to pick his fights.
Yeah, I just think that sounds like it could be quite a dull game for the evil player.
It's just continuous.
Where's my courage 2? Failed it. Away he goes.
And then the one you do pass, you can maybe only move.
Roll a 1 inch.
Yes. Oh, great.
Great. Yeah.
What spiders normal move? Is
they're 8.
Yes. So which double a Hobbit, whereas I suppose they could be going like a quarter of the Hobbits.
Yeah.
Okay. The spiders may not move off the battlefield and must always move the full amount rolled, only stopping it if they move into base contact with Bilbo. So if you move full into a tree, would you then go up the tree?
Up the tree, yeah.
Bilbo descending the spiders away.
Yeah.
If a spider moves into base contact with Bilbo, they will fight, and any other Mirkwood spiders yet to move that turn automatically pass their courage test. He's been found. There you go. So that's.
Oh, okay.
So you want to really move.
So I assume once he's been found, you don't need to bother with that then.
Well, imagine would it reset each turn?
Oh yeah, because he's wearing orange.
So you obviously want to do your courage test for the spiders closest to Bilbo.
Closest to Bilbo.
Because he gets the charge, and they can then do the rest.
Yeah.
Okay. Rescuing dwarves. The dwarves are imprisoned amidst the tangled roots and branches. If Bilbo Baggins is touching a marker in the end phase, the good player rolls a d6. On a 3+, the evil player must remove the marker and reveal if it concealed any dwarves.
Okay. It sounds like quite a long game.
Yes.
I think rather than find the dwarves, I'd just try and kill the spiders.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you do that in other scenarios
that
have been recorded. It's not the objective. I'm just going to go and kill some spiders.
Like it seems to make more sense to me. Like the amount of control that Bilbo has there over the spiders' movements, and I think it'd be with charge of them being a higher fight value, having 2 attacks. 2 4+ kills a spider, and you've got to kill 6 of them. It seems reasonably easy.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he's wearing the wrong ring, so they'll be halved fight value anyway. So
yeah. I think the only thing that he could struggle then if he's that turn he's charged by 2 when he's not 1 priority.
Yes, yeah.
Then it's 4 dice to 1 in a way.
He's got yeah.
Still though, Bilbo defense 6. No, he won't be.
No, he's not got.
He'd be defense 3.
Defense 3, so it's 3s to wound him, rerolling 1s.
That's a bit grim.
Yeah.
That is a bit grim.
That is grim.
Don't lose the fight, Bilbo.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a designer's note here which says this scenario offers an opportunity for the good player to reenact what is perhaps Bilbo Baggins' defining moment as he duels with spiders and rescues his friends. However, he cannot risk fighting the spiders openly. This is an odd scenario for the evil player. It is less important to stop the dwarves being rescued than it is to kill the hobbits, so focus on that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think you can't really focus on killing the hobbit because you'd have no control.
Well, that's true as well. Yeah, it's quite random, isn't it? It's got to pass those courage tests.
Yeah. So what courage are they? Just out of flick to the back of the book, see what.
I think 2, maybe 3.
I hope for their sake they're 3. Mirkwood Spider is courage 2, so yeah, I don't rate their chances much at all in this scenario. But I think that is a win for Bilbo, which is fair because that's what happens in the films.
Yes, that's great.
That's what you want to see. But yeah,
cool.
An interesting scenario.
Yeah. So that's the simplest of the scenarios.
Yep. Next up, we got Flies and Spiders Part 2: The Elves of Mirkwood. So this is obviously Bilbo successfully freed the dwarves, and they've been attacked by the spiders. This is where Tauriel, Legolas, Dulladur arrive and kill all the spiders.
Yeah.
So layout, same board, 4 foot by 4 foot, deep within the twisted undergrowth of Mirkwood. You'll want your game board to be liberally covered in rotting trees and thick undergrowth. The dwarves and Bilbo Baggins start within 6 inches of the centre of the board. The evil player then places their models anywhere on the board more than 10 inches away from any good model, so that's the time to put your people right at the points and force the evil to be far away.
Yeah, true.
The remaining good models will enter play as the battle continues. See special rules. So obviously the dwarves start the fight and the elves will arrive later on. Objectives. The elves are not so much concerned with the welfare of the dwarves as they are with slaying the vile denizens of Mirkwood. However, for the purposes of the unified good scenario, the goal of this scenario is to drive off the spiders and protect Thorin's company. The good player wins if after 10 turns there are more good heroes alive than dead, including Bilbo Baggins and Thorin Oakenshield. The evil player wins if after 10 turns more than half the good heroes or both Bilbo Baggins and Thorin have been slain. And the game is a draw if after 10 turns at least half the good heroes are alive, but either Bilbo Baggins or Thorin have been slain. So lose Bilbo, lose Thorin is the best you can get to draw.
Yeah, so I think losing Bilbo, I don't know, it's not so much, but I think for the evil player to kill Thorin, knowing he'd be protected by lots of dwarves, is tough.
Yeah. And Bilbo, you just put the ring on and hide.
That's true, you hide in the middle of everybody else. Very true.
So, special rules, poison sickness. The dwarves are suffering terribly from the effects of the spider venom. In this scenario, the dwarves all start with no might or will points. Furthermore, to see if the poison is affecting the dwarves, the good player rolls a d6 for each of them at the start of the move phase. On a 1 to 3, treat that dwarf as if he has been affected by transfix for the remainder of the turn. Suddenly not so easy for the dwarves.
Yes, I agree. Nah.
Yeah.
Also, wow, so that's half. No, it's half really, isn't it? Each
Half.
turn, you know, you're not going to use.
Yeah, half of your big troops.
Yeah, so you don't almost want to go right. I'll go and Leroy this way, and try and hold this corner in case you then got transfixed for the next turn and you get pounced by spiders.
Another special rule: Woodland Warrior. Legolas and Tauriel have led a band of elves on patrol and discovered the dwarves' predicament just in time. In the end phase of turn 1, the good player places all of the elves on the board with each model in base contact with any board edge. So you got one turn of getting jumped on by the elves, and then after that it's by the spiders.
Yeah.
And then the elves arrive and help you out.
Diddle-a-doo, that's quite cool.
That's quite cool. Good models that participate. Sorry, we missed that this up now. Thorin's company with Bilbo, Legolas Greenleaf, Tauriel, and 20 Mirkwood Rangers. Evil models have 18 Mirkwood spiders.
Ooh, until they return.
Spiderkin. The area positively swarms with spiders, an unending tide intent on revenge against the dwarves and the pestiferous hobbit. Whenever a giant spider is slain, place it to one side. At the end of each evil move phase, the evil player rolls a d6 for each giant spider put aside in this manner. On a 3+, the model may immediately enter play as a reinforcement from any edge.
Oh, just where those elves have just come on, sorry. Hello there, yes. Oh, I like this scenario.
Yeah, that one sounds like a really fun scenario. I mean, 18 is a lot of spiders to collect. That's 9 boxes, so that's, almost quite a bit of money. Quite a bit of money indeed, just to play the scenario.
Yes.
I think alternatives would be found. Personally, I don't see anyone besides like the really committed or the design team playing with legit models for this one.
But if you happen to have them and want to lend them to us so we can
record
this, that'd be great.
That'd be fantastic.
It just sounds like a fun one.
Yeah, it does.
And read the designer's note as well.
Oh yeah, designer's note. This scenario combines events from the novel with those of the film. The last stand of Thorin's company against the spiders, as portrayed in the novel, is depicted in much the same way in the movie. An interesting way to play this scenario is to have a third player take the place of the elves, but to forbid them from coordinating moves with the player controlling the dwarves. This has the interesting impact of recreating the chaos of the elves' arrival.
I think that's cool.
So the idea of 3 players playing, one is the spiders, one's the dwarves, one's the elves, and they all fight for their own purpose.
Yes.
I mean, you could even make the elves a completely different force that just can't target the dwarves. Like their heroic moves won't affect each other or anything.
Yes. Oh, I think that's cool because essentially they are separate forces. Obviously, having the mutual enemy being the spiders. I think that'd be quite cool. I'd be really intrigued to see how it'd play out as well. To be honest, knowing that the dwarves
get them transfixed, like half of them every turn, is pretty grim.
It is, and then. Because I was thinking, 20, but then 20 shots from the elves, at least a turn, but then the spiders come on to just charge them straight away.
Yeah.
And also, the dwarves having no will, I imagine the spiders can do the paralysed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spit.
Paralyse them.
Yeah, which is cool.
That's blocked by fate. But even then, would you...
Can you not you resist it as a spell?
It's not a spell.
Is it
it's
not?
a thrown weapon.
Fair, okay. Well, that's cool.
So that's that one. I think the good forces would take it. Ultimately, because the spiders die so quickly.
Yes, despite them coming back on, I think you get to that point where you could just kill quite a few per turn.
Yeah. It's that whole. It would get very tough to keep fighting in the middle against the dwarves. It depends on the. I don't know actually. Like,
10 turns of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
It depends who gets immobilised quickly and can the spiders take priority of that.
Yes.
Like if Dwarling gets him immobilised, jump on him, kill him.
Get him gone, yeah.
Or same for Gloin. And Thorin you probably try and keep safe because he is such an important part of the objectives. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah, and I think it also then something I think it would play as a better scenario if you did have the 3 people idea.
Yes.
Because if it was, say, it was me versus you and I was the spiders, you can formulate a bit knowing that you've got the combination of elves versus dwarves.
Yeah.
But if you did have that, not so much of an alliance between those two.
They're just moving their models at the same time.
Yes.
They're not allowed to talk to each other.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I'd really like to see it played that way.
Yeah.
So 18 spiders, anyone please?
Yeah. And as ever, be sure to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Support your Hobbit hosts in the links below.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Support your Hobbit hobby.
And happy strategy battle gaming, everyone.